Rob Pelinka is capable, certainly, of doing it. I think he obviously is pulling the strings in that direction. Hopefully, LeBron can come to the conclusion on his own that he, LeBron James, is best served. And the Lakers are also, by the way, best served by this immediately becoming Luka's team. LeBron takes a back seat. It's Luka's locker room. It's Luka's bus. It's Luka's team on the floor. If LeBron can do that, and we'll see if he can, like Kareem did for Magic, like Duncan did for Tony Parker and Kawhi Leonard, I think the Lakers can be better than people think. It's great to be back on the air. I miss doing the show, even though last week was great having a little time off. I love working. I love being here. Thank you for listening wherever you did it. Remember, you can always get the live version of the show or the podcast version on the free Odyssey app. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be hanging out. Until then, have a great rest of your day. I'm Bill Ryder, and thank you so much, as always, for listening to Ryder Than You.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Winter is here, but Strauss Marine in Greenville is still your go-to spot for your boat projects and repairs. Now's the perfect time to get your boat ready for when the warm weather comes. Don't wait till spring. They've got you covered with outboard parts at great prices. Plus, they're running clearance sales on select items, so you can get ready for next season without breaking the bank. Stay up to date with the latest deals, parts, and promotions by following them on social media. Stop by the shop at 865 Rivet Street in Greenville. For more information, head to StraussMarine.com. Strauss Marine, your best source for salvaged outboard parts.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children. Children's Health Services, Arlington Boulevard, Greenville, or soon to be our second location on 10th Street. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Overtime's Tavern is officially open in downtown Greenville. Whether you're craving a cold drink, hot meal, or just a place to unwind with friends in a laid-back atmosphere, we've got you covered. Join us daily from 11 a.m. to midnight every day or stick around for our late-night hours on the weekends. Follow Overtime Tavern on Facebook or Instagram for daily specials and events, including live music. OT's is right across from the Sheets on Charles Boulevard in downtown Greenville. Overtime's Tavern, where every hour feels like overtime.
The 8th annual NC Pirate Classic is back, coming Saturday, April 5th. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate. Youth hunters from all over the state are headed east, and the top scoring birds will win great prizes. Registration is now open for all youth turkey hunters at ncpirateclassic.com. The new weigh-in will be held at Davenport Farms on Highway 264 in Greenville. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, Woodhaven Custom Calls, Greenville Marine and Outdoor, Grady White Boats, Big Rock Power Sports, East Coast Waterfowl, Country Mart, Fox Brothers Construction, Triple S Outfitters, and the Robinson Law Firm. Register at ncpirateclassic.com and we'll see you there.
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have EasyGo, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
Bostic Sugg, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Greenville Auto World, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Pepsi, Taft Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Okay, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome into what's going to be a great sports day in our town as East Carolina gets set to take on North Carolina in Game 3 of that series in baseball at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Coming up on my show for the next hour, we're going to talk a little softball and a little lacrosse. Shane Winkler, the head softball coach at East Carolina, he's going to join us for our first half hour, and Brittany Dipper, the lacrosse coach at East Carolina, she's going to join us for the second half hour. And, of course, we'll have some thoughts on the North Carolina-East Carolina baseball series as well. This is the Brian Bailey Show, and we'll kick it off with Shane Winkler right after this. Eastern North Carolina's Bourbon Authority is Greenville's premier American-styled restaurant. The Rick House specializes in handcraft dishes, and our bar features the very best in bourbons like Parker's Heritage, Knob Creek, and Jefferson's.
Join the Rick House for Smokehouse Night featuring ribs, chicken, and brisket every second Friday of the month.
Let the Rick House host your next big event in our 2,000-square-foot banquet hall. It's perfect for wedding rehearsals, graduations, and holiday parties. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can, big taste.
It's bow time. Bojangles' new chicken rice bowl is built bold from the bottom up, with classic Bojangles flavor packed into every bite. Starting with a base of our signature dirty rice, we pile on even more flavor with Cajun pintos, then your choice of boldly seasoned grilled chicken or our iconic Supremes. Top it off with a sprinkle of cheese, and if you want to add some heat, add a dash of Texas Pete. Head to Bojangles and try the new chicken rice bowl for a limited time. It's bow time.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
This is Holt Nailers from my friends at Anson Belts, the belts that I wear. Go to AnsonBelt.com to find micro-adjustable holeless belts with over 30-plus options of a 1/4 inch apart instead of your typical 5 holes 1 inch apart, always giving you the perfect fit every time. If your waist fluctuates, Anson Belt is great because you can always find the perfect fit any time of the year. AnsonBelt.com. Over 10,000 combinations to choose from, a belt for every occasion, and the official belt of the Holt Naylor Show.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
This is Andre Allison, the first receiver to catch for 1,000 in ECU history. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this big Monday in sports in our area. 5 o'clock start time coming up today for East Carolina and number 6 North Carolina. Pirates dropped the first 2 games of the series, but they've been very competitive games, so we'll see what happens in Greenville as the Pirates try to salvage Game 3 coming up tomorrow night. The state high school basketball tournament tips off all around the area. Several schools in our immediate area part of the tournament, so that'll be a lot of fun coming up this week. Joining us right now is Shane Winkler. His Pirates are off to a 7-5 start. He's in his 4th season with East Carolina Pirates softball. He's hired back in May of 2021. He joins us right now. Coach, how are you on this Monday?
No, doing all right. Resting up from an eventful weekend for us. We had a home tournament that went pretty well, but after the ice storm last weekend, we put a ton of work into getting back out on our field and having the weekend. So getting to rest up a little bit before we get back after tomorrow.
Yeah, that was going to be my first question is this time of year, the weather is such a question mark. And I think we're blessed in some ways in Eastern North Carolina to be able to play baseball and to play softball, this time of year. But still, it's really a crapshoot, isn't it?
No, it absolutely is. And every time, every season during this time of year, you have coaches, especially from northern schools, begging to start the season in March. I mean, we've been dealing with it for as long as I've been coaching college softball, that some coaches want to move the season back. But I mean, it's what our playing season is, and we roll with it. And we're fortunate enough that we can play home games in February, that we don't have to travel the first 5-6 weekends of the season like some others do. So we're blessed that we have the facilities and the support staff that allow us to get some home games in early.
I didn't realize this, and I guess it makes sense when I was doing the research for this show. You're the first male softball coach in East Carolina history, 5th softball coach overall. What's it like as a head coach in a female sport like that? How is it different than say, a Cliff Godwin in a male sport? Or is it different?
There's obviously some differences coaching males and females, but at the same time, I mean, they're Division I athletes that are highly motivated to be great, and they're hard working. So, I mean, I've enjoyed it. I had the opportunity younger to coach in males, and obviously I played baseball forever. But having the ability to coach female athletes and empower them to become the best that they can be, I mean, it's special. You can make a major impact on them and in their lives, and that's been great. And it's been fun doing so here at ECU.
I feel the same way. I had a chance when my daughter was coming up to coach travel ball, and I tried not to be one of the dads coaching travel ball, but I know I probably was. But we had a great group of girls, a great nucleus. I think two of mine actually ended up playing in East Carolina for a while. One of them went down to Miami-Dade. But just, I'd played sports all my life, and I'd coached Little League, and I'd coached, boys baseball before. But it's just a little different, and there's some great stories you can tell. But really just to see, the camaraderie and everything, it's a little bit different. I really enjoyed it.
No, absolutely. And it's the energy and passion behind it. And then, again, just instilling confidence in these young women is, I enjoy the heck out of it. Just making as big an impact as we can. But at the end of the day, I mean, again, it's highly motivated Division I athletes that are here trying to do exactly what Cliff and the guys have done across the way there, which is be the best program in the American. And we've got some players that in this group that have the ability to be that type of athlete.
When you take over a program like East Carolina after the success you had at George Washington, when you got to Greenville, what were some of the things that you looked at the program and you said, hey, we've got to improve this, this, and this?
It started with culture. You build the right culture, the environment. You try to put together a winning culture, but you want an environment that players want to come be a part of, that it's a positive place to play, that they can be themselves, they can have their personality, that they enjoy just coming out to work every day. And then you add talent on top of that, and then you're good to go. But the culture is absolutely the secret sauce. We want to make sure that we instilled that the first year or two, and I think we did a good job of that. And then we've been adding pieces of the puzzle on top of that. But once we started showing that, I mean, it's a place that players will enjoy being, that we let them, like I said, be themselves, and we build them up. And we've had success in the transfer portal because of that. Obviously, the facilities and the support that we get here at ECU is outstanding. But players from other schools start paying attention and taking notice that we've got the facilities of a P4, but they're going to get taken care of the right way, and that's where we've had our success.
How has the transfer portal, altered the way you recruit, and NIL? How does that come into play?
NIL, not a lot yet. We've got some small things here and there for some of our players. I think it's going to become a lot bigger, especially as revenue sharing gets going and retaining players as we continue to build a championship caliber program, and then bringing players in. But so that's going to be a part of it. But the transfer portal for us has been a big factor. Obviously, we're always going to go recruit the younger kids, the high school kids, but we've had a lot of success, especially position players, bringing in kids that can make a big impact. When you look at our lineup right now, some of our big impact kids have come from the portals from some ACC programs that have made an impact for us, and we've had some young pitching that we've gone through the high school and travel ball ranks as well. So we're going to find the best blend that we can of where we can get our kids from, but we're absolutely going to use the portal to our advantage.
Is that one of the reasons, and I know the East Carolina's been doing it for a long time, but when you bring so many teams in, obviously you get a chance to see other teams for your Pirate Invitational, your Pirate Clash, but is that another benefit that some of these schools from up north come down to play, and some of these players may see, hey, they've got a really good thing going down there?
Yeah, I mean, we've had that. We've had kids transfer from schools that have come and played here, because I mean, you think everyone thinks of ECU as a mid-major, but when you look at facilities and some of the resources, I mean, we've got the best facility in the state. I'll take ours over Duke, NC State, North Carolina. So you get some programs that come down, no matter what conference they're coming from. If it's a mid-major or a P4, they look at what we have here and they're like, oh, this is really nice. And then they start seeing the energy and the passion that our players have and the way we coach, and then so like you get that to where players like, yeah, that's a place that I can see myself playing. I've had that happen a handful of times when the portal opens up in the summer. You get a call from a kid, hey, we played against you. Like I can really see myself thriving in that environment. So we utilize that, but it's the wild west when the portal opens. So you get a bunch of different calls. We're making calls in different ways. So anytime we get a chance for someone to step foot on campus, whether they come play us or during a recruiting visit, we know we have a good shot at getting that kid.
On the same topic then, do you worry that you have a star player come in and they really excel and they may get plucked away from an SEC team or something like that?
We have it in the past. We've done a really good job retaining our players because, like I said before, we've got a great culture, great environment. They love playing with the teammates that they have here. They've enjoyed playing with our staff. We hope that continues to be the case. We'll see as revenue sharing NIL become bigger in our sport if we got to worry about that. But we hope we can keep putting together the environment that players love being a Pirate and being a part of this program. And we've done a good job with it. But as we continue to have greater and greater success, it's always going to be a worry. But we feel, again, that we're going to use the portal to our advantage as much as possible. If we lose somebody and it's a better situation for them, I mean, I love our kids. We'll support whatever we have to. We don't want to lose anybody, but we'll be able to figure out the best way to continue to move this thing forward.
Are you like many of the other coaches that you kick back and you think 5 years ago and you never thought you'd be in the situation where you have transfer portals to worry about, NILs to worry about, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think everyone's like that. You go
Yeah.
5-7 years ago, you look at it, and you're like, well, it's not going to be that big a deal, and it's not going to be that big a deal. And then you wake up, and it is well beyond anything that we could have ever imagined, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. Even trying to put some parameters around it with revenue sharing, it is still going to be much more than we ever thought it would be. But I mean, the great thing is these athletes are getting taken care of. They're for the time and effort they're putting in. So I mean, that's fun to see. But it's been tough to control for some sports. I know that, but we're going to stay in our lane and utilize it to the best of our ability as much as possible.
Shane Winkler, Pirates softball coach in his 4th season. Pirates off to a 7-5 start. The year is very, very early. Let's go through your weekends. It all started for you guys in the Gamecock Invitational. A loss to Virginia, then a couple of wins, and then a loss to South Carolina. But take us through that first weekend. How did you feel like your team played?
Yeah, open up the season. I mean, we talked about how tough our non-conference schedule is going to be this year. We thought it was a little too easy last year, and we went into conference play, I think, 20-2 last year, and we weren't prepared for how tough the American is. I mean, the American in softball is really, really good. So we were really intentional about how tough our schedule was going to be, and we opened up with a top 25 team in Virginia, a top 25 team in South Carolina, and we were right there. We lost those 2 games, but we've got a chance in the last inning to tie it up and win both games. That weekend, we just didn't get the big hit that we needed. Some of our bigger sticks didn't have the weekend that we needed them to, that we knew they would. But we got some really great outings from some of our young pitchers. Kendall Frost was outstanding. Taylor Apple has thrown well. But we started off great in the circle, and we knew if we can pitch well that the bats were going to come around. They've started to already.
Second weekend, the Pirate Clash, couple of really, really barn burners against Radford, I guess, to open up play, and then a couple of wins over a nationally ranked team.
Yeah, I mean, frustrating to lose 2 of the games that we did. Again, offensively, weren't quite there with Radford and UMBC. Even losing 6-5, we felt like we squandered some opportunities to Radford. But Kendall Frost, our freshman pitcher, was pitcher of the week in the conference. That because of that weekend, she goes out to the top 25 team in Boston and shuts them down twice, 14 innings over probably 12 hours that she threw against them. So again, in the circle, did a great job. The bats, we got some hits when we needed them. But then the good thing is we got an opportunity when we got thrown indoors after the ice storm after that weekend to really solidify some things offensively and continue to improve there. And that started to show this past weekend.
You mentioned Kendall Frost. She was the first freshman pitcher of the week in conference play since Tony Paisley back in the day. And today, I did some research, is Tony Paisley's birthday, one of the great all-time softball Pirates.
Yes, happy birthday to Tony. They've built a relationship with her when I got the position here, but she's a great Pirate out there on the West Coast and supports us well. So we're happy for her.
Yeah, she's a great girl, and she went to the Hall of Fame. I think I emceed the Hall of Fame banquet the year she went into the East Carolina Hall of Fame, and just I still keep up with her. I see some of her videos, but she's still out there. I think she could still start for you, couldn't she?
Oh, absolutely. She's working out and getting after it all the time. She does. She's one of the best pitching instructors there are in the country.
That's amazing too, from right here at East Carolina. But she had just an outstanding career as a Pirate softball player. Shane Winkler, the head softball coach at East Carolina, joining us. Then you had all the snow and the ice and everything else, and you lost the 2 games with Duke. Are you guys going to be able to make those up?
We're going to make one up March 26th. It's going to be a single game now. It's a little tougher to do the double headers once you start conference play and get to save your pitching a little bit. So we'll make one up in March.
All right, that's good news there, because that's another nationally ranked team. And I know this is a Pirate team that really wants to knock off some of these nationally ranked teams and to get themselves on the brink of being nationally ranked, don't they?
And that's we talked about that going into the season. I mean, not that it's all about rankings or anything like that, but we talked about our expectations and where we want the program to be. And I mean, you look at our record of 7-5 right now, and all 5 of our losses, we're like, man, we're that close to pulling those games off. And again, 3 of them against Power 4 programs that you going into Boston College yesterday. We have to lead most of the game. We give up a late home run to lose the game there, but we also had the opportunity to tie it up and win it ourselves in the last inning. So there's a handful of games there that you get one bounce the other way, a ball falls in, and we, like I told our girls, we've got an opportunity to be 9-3, 10-2, 11-1. Now you're talking about being ranked top 25. So it's not that big a difference between the teams that are ranked there. When you see a Virginia and South Carolina that we played early in the season, the talent level isn't that much different. It's being consistent 1 through 9 in the order and making the pitch when we need to, and we're really close to doing that, which is exciting.
And the weather got you again a little bit this past weekend. You lost the first couple of games to weather, the Loyola game and the Canisius game. Then you had a chance to come back and play those two teams. And I know you as a coach would never say this, but obviously after winning 10-5 and 8-zip, that's a chance to have 2 more wins. You could be 9-5 instead of 7-5 right now, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, we were really fortunate to get any of the games in this week.
Yeah.
Big time credit and thanks to our support staff and even our girls. If anyone saw the amount of ice and snow shoveling that we did on Friday, it was unbelievable. I mean, that whole field was a sheet of ice Friday and Saturday morning. So the amount of work that was put in just to get that thing playable was awesome. So I just really appreciative to our support staff, our field guys here, for the work they put in. And I mean, as they were doing the work, they're like, we're getting games in this week and we're playing. And so it was exciting to see them just want to get us out on the field. And we played really well Saturday.
The way to get that field looking good is just put Morgan Johnson out there. She was so hot, that would have melted everything because she had just an outstanding couple of games, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was 9 for 12 for the weekend, a couple home runs, a couple big RBIs. That was more than Morgan Johnson that we know we have. Again, didn't start the season the way she wanted, but she was so close to running into some balls, and that's the thing we tell her. With her explosiveness, her power, she's one swing away at all times. I don't care what the count is. She runs into one as much as anybody, and she got red hot this weekend. So we got her and a couple others that swung it really well. Taylor Apple threw a no-hitter on Saturday against Canisius. So some big time outings this past weekend, and we again one pitch, one hit away from a big 3-0 weekend for us. So we got to bounce back from the Boston College game, which got a little chip on our shoulders from the girls because we know we let one slip away to kind of propel us to a big week coming up.
Big week coming up indeed. UNC Wilmington coming up Wednesday at 4:00, and then the Tiger Invitational down at Clemson. Preview of those matchups for us.
Yeah, I mean, Wilmington's won 10 in a row right now, so they've been playing really, really well. They got a couple pitchers that are throwing well, and they've been hitting it throughout their lineup. It's always a close game between us and them. We've had the opportunity to get them the past few times that we've played them. So it's an opportunity again since the weather is warming up again. It's starting to feel like spring out there in softball, baseball weather. So it's exciting to get to play at home again. But that just sets us up for next weekend, which is kind of our final non-conference weekend test before we start conference play, where we go to Clemson, play against Indiana. Those are top 25 caliber programs. So like I said, our non-con schedule is extremely difficult, but that's for a reason. It's all to prepare us for how tough the American is. So we're excited about a big week ahead.
Later on, you start American Athletic Conference play at UTSA, and you mentioned it a couple of times already just how difficult the American is in softball. Florida Atlantic off to a 15-2 start. North Texas is 12-2. There are some really good teams in this conference, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, FAU's ranked. Wichita has been receiving votes. North Texas, solid. South Florida has beaten a couple Power 4 programs already. So it is a very deep league. It's a multi-bid league, and we feel like I've been saying 4 years in the making of putting our roster together that we feel like we're in a position to compete near and hopefully at the top of this league, which would be a big accomplishment because you got to be around the top 25 or in the top 25 to be top 2 in our league, and that's where our program's heading, which is really exciting.
Talk about some of the players that you have, and you've mentioned a couple of them. But when you start on the mound, it seems like the really, really good teams in softball have like an ace and an ace. 0.1. I mean, like they have basically 2 aces on the mound. Is that what you try to do in recruiting and try to get? Because there's only one ball, so somebody can't come in and in this day and age, they can't come in and pitch all the innings anyway. But how important is it to have 2 outstanding arms to go out there?
No, that's huge. And we're talking about Tony Paisley. The game's changed a little bit where teams utilize more pitchers than in the past.
Yep.
Tony Paisley back in the day would go throw 300-plus innings. And So we rely a lot on Kendall Frost and Taylor Apple. Jordan Hatch, we're trying to keep healthy, but she's going to pitch some big-time innings for us. Devin Long, Ava Fisher, two younger pitchers for us. Ava Fisher's been coming back from injury, so she's going to get an opportunity hopefully this week to finally get out there and make her debut sometime this week. So we're going to utilize 4 to 5 as much as possible, but having the doubleheader monster at the top with Frost and Apple, they're going to give this ability to stay in games all year long, which is what you need from kind of, like you said, your 1 and 1A in your aces.
Yeah, and when you look at what they've done, Apple has struck out 36 and 36 and a third. So that's a strikeout per inning. Is that the kind of stat that you're looking for in a pitcher? Obviously, the more strikeouts, the more they don't put the ball in play. You put the ball in play, something can happen. But if you strike somebody out, obviously nothing can happen. But is there a stat you look for in a pitcher, or some pitchers just force ground ball after ground ball? Some pitchers force pop up after pop up. What do you look for as far as stats go in pitching?
A lot of times you don't rely on the stats a ton. You want to see are you missing barrels as much as possible? Are we not getting well hit balls in play a lot? And even a Kendall Frost, a lot of the hits that she gives up, it's a lot of weaker contact. And she's also more of a power pitcher. But the way she pitches and the way she changes speeds, she's getting a little more balls put in play than a Taylor Apple. But she's not getting balls put in play very hard. Which is big. She wasn't as sharp this week, so we gave up a couple big hits. But you go back to the South Carolina-Virginia games where she was absolutely dominant, thrown against Boston. I mean, all top 25 programs where she showed she's capable of moving her way through a lineup by kind of changing speeds and jamming up some hitters a little bit. So, I mean, we utilize both, where we hope Taylor goes out there and strikes out 1 inning. Kendall has that ability, but with our changing speeds a little more, it's just whatever way you can do to miss barrels and stay away from damage.
Talked a lot about pitching. Talk about your offense a little bit. We did mention Morgan Johnson, some of the other hitters in your lineup.
Yeah, our offense woke up this week. We had a handful of hitters that hit over 500 for the week. I mean, we're led at the top of the lineup by Emma Jackson and Morgan Johnson, and they both of them, we start off a game with the ability to score runs with one swing of the bat. But a big one for us so far, Kenesha Anderson is kind of our second leadoff in the 9-hole. I've toyed around with the idea of moving her up to 1, but she does such a great job setting the table at the bottom of the lineup to set things up after the first time through for Emma and Morgan and Annie Kate Dalton. So we've got a bunch of power at the top of our lineup. Kenesha Anderson has done an outstanding job as a slapper at the bottom. So we've had some success from a big part of our lineup. Anna Sawyer has swung it really well. Logan Sutton, as a senior now, has matured as a hitter and is really off to a hot start. So where we weren't getting the big hits the first week and a half of the season, and we finally did this past week. And even yesterday with Boston College, we had 6 extra base hits, started driving the ball out of the park a little more. So we're getting to the point where we can put all 3 phases together, and that's what's going to make us a dangerous team.
And that driving the ball out of the park, it's going to be a lot easier when we get into April and May when it's a little bit warmer outside, because the weather conditions haven't been really an advantage for a hitter, have they?
No, they haven't been, but I mean, again, the crazy thing is that this was the coldest weekend that we've played and the best that we've swung.
Yeah.
So we'll take whatever we can to get the bats heated up and swinging well. So again, the coldest has been, and Morgan Johnson goes out and hits 750, and I mean should be AAC Player of the Week, hopefully. But again, it's whatever the conditions are. It's how you prepare for the arms that you're going to see and your approach at the plate. We're capable of hitting no matter what kind of pitcher we're facing, whatever the weather is. We've got some pretty solid athletes throughout our lineup, so we're glad that we finally kind of broke the seal and got some things done offensively this weekend, and again going to propel us for a tough week ahead and how challenging the American will be.
How important is it to try to recruit in-state and particularly locally? Anna Sawyer from D.H. Conley, but how is that important to your program?
No, it's big. Just getting the local kids that know all about ECU, whether they're coming through camps, whether they're from Greenville here, like Anna Sawyer or Trinity Nichols. We've got 2 D.H. Conley kids on the team, so you love having that. But at the end of the day, we're going to recruit from coast to coast to do whatever we can to compete as a top 25 program, compete at the top of our league, and if it's kids from the area here or the state that help us do so, then absolutely that's a bonus. But we're going to leave no stone unturned finding the talent that we need to compete at the level that we want to.
Final thought, Coach. I was thinking about that this weekend. Obviously, you guys had to work so hard to get a chance to play because of the weather. But last summer, when the Little League World Series was going on, and they moved the Little League World Series over to East Carolina and your softball complex, so you got to show the entire world just what kind of just the stadium that you guys play in, and some of the things around that stadium with East Carolina. I mean, how important was that for you guys?
No, we love that, and obviously exciting for a local team to go and win the national championship with the Little League World Series was pretty cool. But to do it at home here in front of a huge crowd was awesome. But I mean, getting to see our facility all over ESPN and then on ABC for the championship game is pretty cool. I mean, you don't get a chance to cover up all the ECU stuff, which was important to everybody to be able to see that. But Athletes Unlimited has come in here and played the Pro League on ESPN as well. So we've had an opportunity over the past couple of years to kind of showcase our stadium to the world. And I mean, that's exciting because, like I said, we've got one of the best facilities in the region, best facility in the state. I believe the best in the conference. So it's really fun to showcase that. It helps us out in recruiting, and it helps show our brand to the entire country.
Shane Winkler, head softball coach at East Carolina. Coach, thanks so much for your time. I know it's a busy time. Wednesday, 4 o'clock, East Carolina and UNC Wilmington. And as Coach said, the Seahawks on a 10-game winning streak. And then the Pirates head down to Clemson to take on the Tigers and other teams, Lafayette, Indiana, in the Tiger Invitational this weekend. So best of luck there, and best of luck in the American as you guys get cranked up in conference play in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Brian. Appreciate you guys' support.
All right. Thank you. Shane Winkler, softball coach at East Carolina. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. Brittany Dipper, she's the lacrosse coach at East Carolina, as our show continues after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. East Carolina's non-conference baseball game against Old Dominion has been moved to Wednesday with the first pitch at 3 o'clock inside Clark LeClaire Stadium. All tickets purchased for Tuesday's game will be valid for admission on Wednesday. Emma Jackson went 3 for 4 at the plate with a home run, but East Carolina softball fell to Boston College 6-5 in the Pirate Invitational finale Sunday afternoon. The Pirates will host UNCW for a midweek contest on Wednesday at 4 o'clock on ESPN+. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
Ready for a home makeover? Bostic Sugg Furniture's new and now collection has the freshest styles you've been dreaming of. Store-wide savings on fashion-forward looks and styles for your living room, dining room, and bedroom. Hundreds of items in stock. Or let our team help you build a custom piece just for you. Plus, 6 months special financing and local delivery for just $19.37. Sleep better with over 30 models of brand-name mattresses to choose from and up to 48 months special financing. Now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Cold weather is here, and some families in our area need help to stay warm. Greenville Utilities' Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their heating costs. You can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation. And GUC matches all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor stay warm this winter with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. For more information, call 752-7166 or visit GUC.com.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Want to make your day better? Order a Papa John's pizza. Get an extra large, one-topping New York-style pizza for only $11.99. Made into 8 foldable slices, perfect for sharing. See, things just got better, and you get to eat pizza. Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
Brace yourselves, lads.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
I do know a thing or two about pirates.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. What a Monday it is. East Carolina and number 6 North Carolina as the Pirates try to salvage the third and final game of their traveling series with the Tar Heels. 5 o'clock start time today from Clark LeClaire Stadium. That'll be a lot of fun. Again, that Old Dominion game has been moved to Wednesday at 3 o'clock, but a sold-out stadium tonight for East Carolina and North Carolina. We turn and change gears now to lacrosse. Brittany Dipper's in her second year as the head lacrosse coach at East Carolina. She joins us now. Coach, how are you on this Monday?
I am doing great. How are you doing, Brian?
Not too bad. You got to feel a little better when you look outside and it's 60 degrees to come and it's sunny outside and it's not like it was last week.
Oh, my gosh, absolutely. We actually were shoveling the field on Saturday, so we were able to get a practice in with having 2 days off because of the snow. But we were able to get out there, but much happier now that it's lacrosse weather.
There's a lot of shoveling going on this weekend by the athletes. I don't know. I guess no sprints because you had to do all that shoveling.
Exactly.
East Carolina 4-12 last year in your first year. What did you learn about Pirate lacrosse in that first season, Coach?
We learned that, for us, it's a lot to do with our mentality going into games and throughout the season. And so our mentality this year, we've been working a lot with our sports psychologist, Dr. Jan, here on campus, and just really having like a gritty mentality coming into this season. No matter who we play, no matter what the name on their chest says, we're ready to go after them at 100% and just give it all we got. And again, be kind of fearless, relentless in our pursuit of excellence throughout the season.
Off to a good start. You got the win over Queens in the opener, 12-8. Was that fun? You 1-0 on the year. Is this a different kind of schedule because it seems like it's so spread out, or did I miss something through the years in lacrosse, and that's how it usually is?
No, it is very spread out right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our second game against Elon got moved until tomorrow because of weather on their home field, which kind of made us have an even bigger gap, so that's the main reason for it. But we play tomorrow against them at 5 p.m. At Elon, so we're excited to finally get back to action.
Talk about your career a little bit coming into coaching at East Carolina. And I remember when you were hired reading about it, but going back and doing some research here, just your playing career at Maryland. And then it said 4 straight ACC titles. I'm scratching my head because I'm trying to figure out when Maryland moved to the Big Ten. Maryland should be in the ACC, I think, forever. But I don't know how, as an athlete, how you felt about it. But I just always thought of Maryland in the ACC, and it kind of put a smile on my face to see that. But what a career you had. What do you think back on that career as what you really remember the most about it?
Well, one, I definitely have to agree with you. I was pretty upset when they moved to the Big Ten, but totally understand why. But I'm really fortunate to be a part of those 4 ACC titles for sure. But I would say the biggest thing that I remember back on it, it's not necessarily the championships. It's just it made me love lacrosse so much. I had the best 4 years under Kathy Reese and just being a Terp. And I would give anything to continue to go back and play under her leadership. But it was definitely just the memories with my teammates on and off the field. We had such a fun and competitive environment that when we got to practice, we put the work in, but the entire time we just enjoyed being together.
And that says a lot about the culture of a program that you really want to establish. The 4 straight ACC titles, 4 straight Final Four appearances, the 2010 national championship. And sometimes you hear athletes just say, "Yeah, we won a national championship, but was it worth the price?" But in listening to what you said, it was certainly worth the price because I'm sure you made lifelong friends, but you guys really enjoyed what you were doing as you were doing it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're very, very fortunate enough to win in 2010, and that's something that even when I watch other teams win national championships. It always brings me back to that moment and something that I'll never forget. But, getting there 4 times and missing out 3 definitely was hard to do. But I would have never changed my experience for the world. And it was 100% worth the long days and the travel and the schoolwork and just everything. But I would do it all over again in a heartbeat.
As you mentioned, the Pirates playing Elon coming up tomorrow. Elon means a lot to you in your coaching career too, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I was fortunate enough to spend 4 years of my early coaching days at Elon and with the coach, Josh Hexter. We joke around and call each other our coaching soulmates. So it's nice to be able to get back. And now on the other side, I want to, unfortunately, we didn't get the win last year. So I'm hungry to beat him. But have so much respect and appreciation for him. And he's, really helped me become the coach that I am today. But I had a great time in my 4 years there, and we had some really good success.
Coach at Elon, and then you went to Boston University, so you're up north, and a year at Virginia under Julie Myers. Which do you like best as far as the coaching, the state? North Carolina, Elon, East Carolina now, or up north, Boston and in Yankee land up there?
Oh, gosh. Well, I can tell you the weather here, I can't get enough of. That is for sure. That up north weather, you pretty much lacrosse is a winter sport up there. So it is nice to be able to say that we are a spring sport down in North Carolina and have this gorgeous weather, as well as I love playing on grass. May sound silly, but again, it's a perk of being down here and in the gorgeous state of North Carolina, just with the beautiful weather and being able to be outside all the time. So I would say I'm definitely more partial to coaching in the South, even though, my roots are in Jersey, so I still got to give it up to the North.
Brittany Dipper, the head lacrosse coach at East Carolina, joining us. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll continue on with Coach Dipper coming up right after this break.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Parker Bird, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear was super easy to work with when I needed my custom shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and a quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need University Sportswear. Visit University Sportswear, ENC.com for contact information. Go Pirates.
Ron Ayers Motorsports is celebrating 50 years in 2025. Since 1975, they've been your go-to for motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, power equipment, and more. It's the Pro Yellow Sales event in February. Get a Hustler Turf commercial mower and save at least 20% off MSRP. Stop on by and visit their 30,000 square foot showroom featuring Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Hustler, and Steel equipment. Ron Ayers Motorsports, 50 years of quality and adventure.
Is your office printer on the fritz? Don't wait days for a repair. This is Walker Allen Volova with CopyPro, where we promise fast 3-hour service on all of your copy equipment. No need to press 1 for English for an overseas service line. All of our calls are answered right here in Greenville. Plus, we offer a free office printing analysis to help you cut cost and boost efficiency. We'll show you exactly how to save money on ink, toner, and energy. For reliable, fast service, call CopyPro today at 1-800-682-6558 and see how we can help your office run more efficiently. CopyPro, fast service, smarter printing, bringing more value to your business.
Tired of the same old gym routine? Rebel Fitness is here to change the game. Whether you're throwing punches, kicking it in kickboxing, or mastering MMA, we bring the heat with specialized group classes that make fitness feel like a fight you actually want to win. At Rebel Fitness, we're not just about lifting weights, we're about lifting spirits. Join a community of badasses who are rebelling against the norm and crushing their fitness goals. Sweat, lift, move, fuel, fight for a healthier, happier you. Rebel Fitness, where fitness meets fun. Join the movement today. Visit us at 3700 Charles Boulevard or visit rebelfitnessnc.com.
Stella Artois is a world-renowned Belgian beer with over 650 years of brewing heritage. Stella's rich, full flavor and smooth finish is perfect for making moments worth more. Stella's non-alcohol option, Stella 0.0, offers the same iconic taste without the alcohol, ideal for those looking to enjoy Stella anytime. Stella, whether celebrating big or small, Stella is the perfect choice for elevating the everyday. Proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
Pirate Radio. We are the local station you love. Anytime, anywhere. On air and on digital. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we continue on with Brittany Dipper in her second year as the head lacrosse coach at East Carolina. Pirates beat Queens 12-8 to open up the season. They'll take on Elon on the road coming up tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Let's talk about the American Athletic Conference a little bit, Coach. And for those that don't know, the American is a little different in lacrosse. The teams in the American in lacrosse, and some of these teams you won't recognize in the American, but it's South Florida, Temple, Old Dominion, Vanderbilt, Charlotte, and James Madison. And JMU is favored to win the conference. East Carolina was picked 4th as far as the American goes. Coach, were you pleased with being picked 4th?
You know, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the rankings in the beginning of the year. We could be 1st, 4th, last. To me, all that matters is what that ranking is at the end of the season. So I can't say I'm pleased with it. I think the only time you would be pleased is if you were number 1. But the most important thing is how we end the season.
Has Cliff Godwin been holding like little classes for all the other coaches over there? Because that's kind of his same philosophy. And I see that philosophy for sure. What about the teams that like Vanderbilt from the SEC and Madison and Old Dominion from other conferences? You know, what's that like in the American?
You know, it's definitely interesting. A lot of times people are like, oh, I didn't know that they were in your conference, like you had mentioned, with lacrosse being a little bit different. But, you know, with Vanderbilt, JMU, they bring really good competition. So at the end of the day, it really helps our conference stay strong to compete nationally, you know, being up there with the ACC, the Big Ten, the Ivy League. So it really makes us a strong contender, which at the end of the day really helps us with recruiting, being able to go up against teams like that.
Talk about your schedule a little bit. We said at Elon on Tuesday, March the 1st at Coastal, and then you guys get a chance to head west, don't you?
We do. So we're really excited to get East Carolina out to the west side to play San Diego State and UC Davis. You know, it's something that when I came in, it's something important to me that we play outside of the East Coast, so it's like every 4 years, just to, you know, get different experiences for our student athletes. So pumped to go out there, and when we play San Diego State, I'm actually playing one of my former teammates as well. So it'll be a good trip. We have a lot of fun activities planned.
Good. That'll be a lot of fun heading out west. Talk about some of your players a little bit and give them some credit for what they've done so far with the 1 win, but what you're looking for the rest of the season. Emma Magazoo was honored by the American, the Defensive Player of the Week, for her efforts in that win over Queens. But talk about Emma a little bit.
So Emma has been a great addition to our team. She came in this summer as a transfer from UNH, so was up north and got her to come down south. And she has been a huge, huge benefit for us, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're a relatively young defensive unit. We graduated a lot of our defenders last year with only 1 returning starter. But Emma has hopped right on in there and has really become a stellar part of our defense. You know, she's incredible with getting caused turnovers. She has a really high lax IQ, and she came here in the fall and just fit right on in. So we're very, very fortunate to have her, and I'm excited to see her career with the rest of this season and next year.
Your keeper had 8 saves and was a 500 in saves as far as that first game goes, Jamie Bahar, and she was honored as honorable mention in the American for that first week.
Yes, so Jamie's come a long way. Last year, you know, our goalie position, we kind of alternated who was in the cage, and Jamie has stepped up in a big way this year and came in the spring ready to go and has earned that starting role. So excited to see what she does throughout the year, but she has changed her mentality in the cage and has worked on that and has been really reliable in practice. And even in our scrimmage, she was at 50% too. So as a former goalie, I'm happy with that 50% or higher.
I was going to ask you about playing goalie. I mean, how many times did you go home after practice and just count your bruises?
This is actually a funny question. I say this all the time. I thought my bruises were like a badge of honor. And I weirdly, I guess, enjoyed them. As a goalie, you put your body on the line, and, you got to have a little screws loose to stand in front of a ball coming at you as fast as lacrosse balls do. But I always felt like, I was proud of them.
And the funny thing is, I think those that don't know a whole lot about lacrosse, I mean, it's not a wiffle ball out there. I mean, that ball hurts. That ball is it's a heavy ball, isn't it?
It is. It is a very hard rubber ball, and it's definitely not a wiffle ball. That ball can come flying, especially as our women's game has progressed. We have female athletes out there that can shoot over 80, 90 miles an hour.
Man, that's coming at you fast. Kayla Wilkes had 5 goals in the opener. Talk about her a little bit.
So Kayla, last year, unfortunately, she went down with an ACL and is back in action, and she's been, a huge contributor so far, and expect big things from her. But it's great to see her back out on the field in our midfield, playing on both sides of the ball. She is. You talk about somebody that has a hunger and a fight, and is so competitive. Probably one of the most competitive people on our team. Whether it's in a game or practice or if we're playing kickball, she really wants to get after everybody out there. So she's a huge contributor, and I would keep an eye on her to do some big things for us.
And you had 3 Pirates named to the preseason all-conference squad in the American, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Callie Manninger, who is a defender for us, she's a returning 4-year starter, and Leah Bestany as well. Erin Golden and Emily Stratton all renamed it.
Yeah, and when you look at those players, what do they bring to your team?
Oh, they bring a lot of experience. Like I said, Callie, she is a 4-year starter on the defensive end, so great to have her returning, especially with younger defense. She brings a lot of knowledge and has really stepped up in that leadership role and taken people under her wing in that regard. Emily Stratton, she's now in her 5th year. She stayed around for another year, which has been great. Again, bringing a lot of experience in our midfield unit, which is great. Especially midfield's tough, having to know both sides of the ball, so she's able to bring a lot of knowledge there, as well as she is just so fit. She can run up and down the field for days. And then Erin Golden, same thing on the attacking end, bringing about 3 years of experience there in that position, and she has really, really strong lax IQ. She's very creative, and that's something that our attack is priding themselves on this year. And she brings a certain diverse skill set that we love to see out there, especially with her ability to not only dodge, but vision to feed the ball.
So when you look at everything, do you have goals in mind, like for your record, for your conference record? I mean, how do you see all of that playing out this season?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we want to make it to the conference championship. So our goal is to be in the top 4 of our conference so that we're able to be there and competing to win a championship there. In terms of the record, we only won 4 games last year, and to me, that's nowhere near good enough. So we expect that to be a lot higher this year as well.
Top 4 go to the tournament. The tournament's actually being held at Old Dominion, right? May 1st through the 3rd, so you could bring a lot of fans from Greenville. That's only 2.5 hours up the road to Norfolk. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be awesome, and we would love to have the purple and gold Pirate Nation cheering us on. We have a lot of work to do before we get there, but we want to get people out in the community to our games and to our events that we're putting on. We're doing a first draw fundraiser March 15th where we want to get the community out. It's the night before our home opener against Quinnipiac. So trying to get the community involved, see what lacrosse is all about.
Yeah, that's one of the things, too, because lacrosse is known for being up north, but it's kind of blossomed out and kind of, would you say it's now a national sport? I know it got its roots from up north, but would you say it's now national?
I would absolutely say it's national. It's now has recognition, obviously, down south. Florida, it's getting there. Georgia has teams, not necessarily at the collegiate level there, but high school clubs. Texas, it's becoming big. Out west, it's big. So it's definitely a national sport, and we'll be in the 2028 Olympics out in LA, which is something that, we've been pushing for. So that's a huge step for us, as well as having professional teams now in lacrosse. It's absolutely a national sport, continuing to grow.
And how important is it for, locally for high schools to start taking up lacrosse? I know we have some, but how important is it for that to continue to grow in North Carolina?
Oh, it's huge. It is so big, and it is such a fun sport. That's one thing I don't think people realize. They see it, and they're kind of like, what's going on here? But once you pick up a stick and you learn the skills, it's a very finesse game, especially for the women's sport. It involves a lot of skills and time, but it's a really fun sport once you get out there and you start playing it.
Brittany Dipper, head lacrosse coach at East Carolina, as her Pirates get set to take on Elon coming up tomorrow at 1-0 on the season, having beaten Queens. They've got a big West Coast trip planned later on, and then, of course, life in the American Athletic Conference. Coach, thanks so much for your time. We certainly appreciate it. Good luck against Elon. Good luck the rest of the way, and we look forward to watching you play when you play some home games.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and go Pirates.
And that's Brittany Dipper, the lacrosse coach at East Carolina. We'll take another commercial break. We'll come back to wrap up this edition of The Brian Bailey Show for you right after this.
This is proud ECU alumni David Price of David Price Construction. As a leading general contracting firm, we specialize in commercial construction and renovation. Whether it's updating your office space, renovating your restaurant, or building a new retail store, our team at David Price Construction is ready to assist. We are committed to delivering quality, value, and customer satisfaction across all of our projects. So give us a call at 919-820-3612 or find us online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
UBE and PireWare.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWare.com. Go Pirates!
It's winter sale time at Russell's in downtown Washington. Prices have been reduced on all your favorite men's and women's dress and casual apparel. All ladies' clothing is now 1/2 off, and men's apparel is 25% off. Shop while selection is good and prices are even better. Where it's all about you, our pirate friends and customers at Russell's in downtown Washington. Come see us now before it's all gone.
If you're in the market for a swimming pool and you're located from the capital to the coast, Elite Pools can make it happen for you. They are the Carolina's premier fiberglass and concrete pool builder and renovation contractor. Every pool is built with the highest quality products and on schedule. Visit the Elite Pool showroom located across from Agri Supply in Greenville with fiberglass pools on site and a design center to simplify all of your pool selections. They also have a full service department with pool supplies and they provide expert water analysis. Call Elite Pools today at 689-6557 or visit ElitePoolsNC.com. For pools, think Elite Pools.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
G'day, this is Luke Larson, punter for the ECU Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up this edition of the Brian Bailey Show. East Carolina, North Carolina, 5 o'clock start time coming up this afternoon. The Pirates have dropped the first 2 games of the series. Ethan Norby pitched so well in game 1. That was a pitcher's duel delight right there. 2-0, the Pirates would fall in that first game. And then yesterday, the Pirates had a lead late. Carolina scoring 2 in the 6th and 4 in the 8th to take that one. 11-6 was that final. So the Heels have won the series. Pirates try to salvage game 3 of the set. Should be just a rocking crowd coming up at Clark LeClaire Stadium. 5 o'clock start time. First pitch at 5 o'clock. So hopefully you can get off early and get over to Clark LeClaire and get set for some really good baseball. I didn't get a chance to go to Durham or to Chapel Hill. I was in Virginia for the weekend. My father's in the hospital, so your thoughts and prayers would be appreciated. But we hope he's on his way on the comeback trail. We'll spend most of the time up there with him and enjoyed doing that part and watching some of the game on Sunday on the way home. Don't tell anybody I was watching it on the way home, driving home, but I kind of had ESPN Plus on. But mainly I was just listening to it. Wednesday at 3 o'clock, it's East Carolina and Old Dominion. The Monarchs and the Pirates are supposed to play tomorrow night. They moved that game to Wednesday. And then the Pirates are back at home coming up this weekend. It's Kent State, Indiana State, and Virginia Tech all in town for the annual Keith LeClaire Classic, which means so much to so many people. The Pirates will have the 23 jerseys on. They'll be wearing the new 23 caps. I have not seen those yet, but looking forward to seeing that, and just a chance to really remember what Keith LeClaire meant to Cliff Godwin and to this East Carolina Pirate baseball program. So it always means a whole lot. Starts on Friday, a 4:30 start time for East Carolina and Kent State. Then on Saturday, it's the Pirates and the Sycamores of Indiana State, and that's a 4:30 start time. And then on Sunday, Virginia Tech from the Atlantic Coast Conference takes on East Carolina in a 3:30 start. Lots of Pirate baseball coming up. As we mentioned, we've got softball coming up. East Carolina and UNC Wilmington. Seahawks on a 10-game winning streak. That's coming up on Wednesday for Shane Winkler and company. And then Brittany Dipper and company, they play tomorrow at Elon. So a lot of spring sports. It's a great time of the year for sure. All right, want to wrap things up. Want to thank Shane Winkler, the head softball coach at East Carolina. Also Brittany Dipper, the head lacrosse coach at East Carolina, for joining us on this Monday. We hope to see you at the ballpark today at 5 o'clock. We'll be live at 5 and 6 with the news part, with the sports part of the newscast coming up. And it should be a rocking crowd for East Carolina and North Carolina. We'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Greenville Utility Company, Michelob Ultra, The Rick House, Taft Hagler, and Tiebreakers.
Join us next week for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, right here on Pirate Radio. This is Pirate Radio.